Welcome to IS 151, Basic Computer Skills. My name is Yvonne Pettis and I am your instructor for this course. You need to access this course from the Ruidoso ENMU.edu website. Here's the URL right here. Then when you're on the website, then you just need to click on the Blackboard link. Once you click on that, then enter your username, and your username is usually your last name, first initial. And then your password is the 9-digit number, unique number that is provided to you from the university. Once you enter that information, then just click Login. And your courses, your online courses will show up in this menu. So I have one course, so I'm going to click on that. And here is the main home page of the course. So you'll notice that my phone number is right here, and you may call me often actually if you need help. So don't hesitate to give me a call. Many times students will struggle or spend a whole bunch of time on something when instead if they would just give me a call, I can usually help them pretty quickly. Alright, so you will access the course from over here on the side menu, and I'm going to go through this with you in some amount of detail, but the first thing that we're going to do is click on the syllabus. So you can access the syllabus here, and you can also scroll down and the syllabus is available there. Alright, but we're going to navigate from this side menu. Okay, I'm going to make this a little bigger and we're going to focus on the syllabus a little bit. Now my office hours are Monday through Friday after 7 p.m. but not later than 10 p.m. Now I'm in California and you're in New Mexico, so I am an hour, you guys are an hour ahead of me, so keep that in mind. Saturday and Sunday you can also contact me from 11 a.m. until 10 p.m. at night. Call me. If I don't answer the phone, I probably didn't hear it, or I'm busy with something, but leave me a message with your name and phone number and I will call you back just as soon as I'm available. Now if those times don't work for you, if evening times don't work, perhaps you're working at night, then you can make special arrangements and I can schedule some time to work with you over the phone during the day. Alright, so just review the rationale for the course description. Here's the text. I have included the ISBN numbers of the text right here. Make sure that you're getting the correct book. It's called Go with Microsoft Office 2013. You also will need to access this website. There's a whole bunch of information on this website that is helpful. It has chapter demonstrations. It demonstrates all of the work, most of the work in the class. Alright, so I'm going to click on that and just show you that website. And when you get there, you just click that as well. And you'll notice that you have some information here. Now, not all of it is free. You have your student data files, but the student data, all of the files that you need to complete the homework in this course are attached to the assignment. So you shouldn't have to access that. But if you want to complete some of the other work that's available in the book, this is where you would go to get it. Alright, you'll notice this application introduction videos, the premium content it's premium content and you have to have a user ID in order to access it. So the access code is on the front cover of your book. So there's different things here, so I want you to go ahead and look at that on your own time. Alright, I'm going to close out of that and go back. If for some reason your access code doesn't work or you've bought a used book, you can purchase an access code for $50. On the alternative, you can use demonstrations of the homework from this website as well. It's an old version of the book. It's slightly different. The homework is slightly different, but it gives you a good idea of how the assignments work. Alright, I want to go down to the course grading policy. Now the course grading policy is you will have 20 assignments and they're worth 10 points each. Discussions, you are required to participate in the discussion board and there will be 10 discussions at 10 points each. Papers are 10%. You'll have 2 papers that you have to write. They are 1-page papers. and those are 50 points. You will have a case project that is worth 30% of your grade. So keep the importance of those projects in perspective. They're at the end of each unit. After we finish Word, Excel, and PowerPoint, you'll have a case. So it takes place of a test. It's kind of like a test. And there is not a demonstration for those, but those are 100 points, and typically they will take you about 2 to 10 hours to complete. So you need to keep that in mind. You'll also have a group project that's worth 20%, and that group project will be assigned in October. And then finally, there's a final exam that's worth 10%. Normal grading scale. Here is some information about the discussion board. So you'll have to do a discussion once a week. The first discussion of the week is to introduce yourself to the class. And then you'll access a new discussion every week, and you'll be expected to respond to my original question and then respond to at least 2 of your classmates. Alright, each of those are worth 10 points. As long as you respond intelligently to my post and 2 other posts, you'll receive the full 10 points. Alright, so let's go down. Oh, one other thing I want to mention. I always have students ask me if they can turn in work late. Typically, I don't accept late work, but I do give you some leeway here. So we'll be working on Word, and I will accept any Word assignments until September 20th. In Excel, you can turn in your Excel work through October 25th, and PowerPoint, I'll accept it until November 22nd. Now, if you wait until September 20th to try to turn in all of your Word assignments, you probably will fail, because it just is not possible to do it at the last second. Work is assigned on a weekly basis, and I encourage you to get it done on a weekly basis. The class purposely starts off a little slow to allow all students to find the course and get used to working in Blackboard. But once again, I encourage you to complete the work as assigned by the due date, by the time that it's due, and you should really be successful in this class. This class is not hard, but there is some work involved in it. Alright, here's the tentative course outline, and once again, I reserve the right to modify this. So this is in your syllabus, and it gives you the guidance of, I have this class set up by a week at a time. So new work will be assigned every week on Sunday, and it's due the following Saturday by 11:45 p.m. at night. So August 30th is when your first homework assignment is due. This is the one exception where I give you 2 weeks to complete an assignment. So you have until August 30th to complete the first week's work. And the first week's is Project 1A and 1B. Here's the page numbers, and you also have to complete the discussion board. Then you'll notice it goes on to week 2, which begins on August 24th, and it follows the same pattern. You have 2 assignments to complete, and you have a discussion that's due. And you'll notice that this week you only had 1 week to complete that. Assigned on August 24th, it's due by August 30th. The exception to the once a week deadline is your end of unit case projects. Now those are worth 100 points. There is not a demonstration for these. You will be able to complete these very easily if you learn the material in the chapters. So that's really important. And I'll give you 2 weeks to complete this. And as I mentioned, if you learned the material in the chapter, you should be able to complete this these end of unit projects within about 2 hours. If you have to flip back through the book to remember how to do something, it's going to take you longer. But the book is available for you to go back and review a lesson if you don't remember how to do something. There'll be 2 papers due. The first paper is due on September 27th. It's an MLA style 1-page paper, and I provide an example of what that looks like. Alright, and you'll also notice that this is, once we start Excel, which is September 21st, all of your Word work is due. Alright, so you'll notice we'll work through Excel. On October 5th, I'll make available group project instructions, and I will assign you to groups. Now this project, once again, you need to keep it in perspective. It's worth 200 points. It's worth 20% of your grade. You need to do your part in this group project, and additional instructions will follow. Here you have your end of unit Excel case, 2 weeks to complete it. The discussion for that week, you have 1 week to complete that. Then you start PowerPoint. You have an integrated project that integrates Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. Thanksgiving break, and then your group projects are actually due the day before the Thanksgiving break. All right, so that's the syllabus. I'm going to go ahead and go back to the course menu. Now there's another link right here, which is this Start Here, Important Course Information. This gives you a lot of information on how to navigate through Blackboard. So I'll let you read that on your own. But if you're new to the Blackboard environment, I encourage you to go ahead and open that document and read it through. All right, so here we are again. We're at the course homepage. Once a week, I usually try to provide an update once a week, the announcements, and it really is just a recap. Typically it's just a recap of what's due, but you just click on that, and for example here is the week 1 announcement, and you can read that. So you'll see those. I don't always do them once a week, but I try to give you an update once a week. Alright, let's click. We already talked about the syllabus. Here is where the main work of your course is this weekly information and homework. So click on Weekly Information and Homework, and you'll see Week 1, Week 2, Week 3 folders. So the class is broken up into weeks all the way through. What you don't see here is at the end of Week 16 is a final project, which will appear at the end of the course. So I'm just going to click on Week 1 and open up this information. So here you can access this introductory video that I'm doing right now, and then instructions for Week 1. I'll give you some instructions of what is due, and it really is, once again, a recap of your syllabus. I really encourage you to print out your syllabus to help keep you on track. But you actually don't even need the syllabus because it will also all be detailed in the instructions. But I find it helpful to have the syllabus printed, and I can refer to it when I need it. You will have, for discussions, there's YouTube videos that when you click on this, the YouTube videos will open up and you watch those, and it will help foster some ideas for the discussion for the week. So some of these videos are kind of fun, some of them are informative, but it usually is some sort of videos that will help you in your discussion for the week. Alright, so here's the first assignment. It's the Office Project 1A, and here's your second one, Office Project 1B. So 2 assignments per week. Once in a while you'll have a paper due, and at the end of the units you will have, your homework will be a case project, reviewing Word, for example. So in order to submit an assignment, you just click on the link, and it gives you some information. So once again, you can watch the video from the Pearson website, and it demonstrates the lesson. Tells you when it's due. Points possible is 10 points. Now sometimes you will write a submission, but most times you're going to browse the computer. Now if I just ask for a written submission, which the only time I do that is with a group project, you simply come down here under comments and you write a note to the instructor. Alright, you write it right there, and make sure you always scroll down and click submit. But typically you're going to browse to your computer and save the file that you used to complete the project. So in this particular assignment there were not any attachments with it, but I would have completed it. I would have gone to the book, read chapters, the pages 72 through 90, completed the steps, and then submit the document. Now these first 2 assignments are really simple, so don't let that fool you. They become more time consuming and take and a little bit harder concepts to complete. But once you have an assignment that you want to submit, you go ahead and you browse to your computer, and then you just go to the file where you saved it. So for example, I have a lot of files, and I'm just going to go to, I have it under my personal files folder, and then I have a folder called Fall 2013, and maybe this is the one that I want to open, so I choose that, and you'll notice that it comes up here, and then I hit submit. Now make sure you hit submit, and we'll allow it to tell us that it's being submitted. It's being really slow. And it will generate a preview of the assignment. Okay, the preview is not working very well, so we won't worry about that. But you can also start new and submit another one. Let's say, for example, you submitted the wrong assignment. Then you can click Start New and submit again. You have 2 chances to submit an assignment. So you have two times that you can submit an assignment. All right, that's how you submit an assignment. So I'm going to go back to the weekly information and homework. And I think I'll go ahead and look at week 2 with you really quick. So once again, it's set up the same way. You have instructions telling you what you have to complete and when it's due, videos for the week, and then you have your projects. In this case, this first Word project has two files that are associated with it. So I'm just going to click on that assignment. And once again, it looks just like we had before, but there's also 2 files that you need to use to complete the work. So you download each of those files to your computer. What I would recommend is that you make a folder on your desktop that is assignments for IS-151, or just name it IS-151 folder assignments. Alright, so you download those files, you complete the work. Once you have a completed file, then you come back to this screen and you click Browse My Computer, go to the completed assignment, attach it, and then hit Submit. Alright, let's look at discussions. Alright, so the first discussion is introduce yourself to the class. And then I also have 2 more that are open right now, which is Ask the Instructor. Now you can post any questions right here. When you post a question here, everybody in the class can see it. And then also post general questions right here. Now, anybody can go in and answer those questions. Oftentimes, students see those questions before I do, and they'll post a response to it. And many times when a student takes the time to post a response, it's usually the correct answer. So it's really a great way to interact with the other students in the class. So the way that the discussion board works, once again, this is once a week, worth 10 points. It's the easiest 10 points you can make in this course. So make sure you take the few minutes it's going to require to do the discussion board. If you don't participate in discussion board, your grade is automatically lowered by 10%, and it makes it impossible for you to make an A in this class. Alright, so this is the discussion board. I just clicked on it. Everybody needs to go in and introduce themselves to the class. So you just click on the thread. Here's a thread. Now you can also create a thread. Sometimes I don't make that available. I just want you to respond to my question and not create threads. So I'm going to show you how to do that. If you create a thread, what it does is it just opens another spot underneath this one or above it. But you can just click on the introductions. And here I gave you some information about myself. And then all you have to do is click reply. When you click reply, why don't you put in here, regarding introductions, just put your name. So maybe it's Phil Smith. So put your name there, Phil Smith, and I know who's writing that right off the bat. And you can write something about yourself. Once you've written your response, so I've asked for some specific things for you to introduce yourself about, and then you just need to scroll down and click Submit. And once you do that, your response will show up here and everybody in the class can see it. When you're finished, you can also click on everybody else's and you can read their responses and respond to them. So just click OK to go out of that, and you can go back to discussion board here, or you can access the discussion board here. So as you open up menu items from the side, they also start appearing up at the top, which is another way to navigate the course. All right, I'm going to click back on the course homepage. So this is a basic introduction to how to navigate Blackboard. Once again, I am available by phone if you have any questions. I think you will find that this class will give you some really great skills that will take you through the rest of your college career. And if you're in a career right now, it should help you. I have never had a student in the past 3 years or 4 years that I've been teaching this course that have ever said that they haven't learned something useful. So many times our students believe they're really already competent in these programs, but I can guarantee that you'll pick up something you didn't know and find it useful. So I think we'll have a great semester, and welcome to the class.